Chapter 30, page 387. Sobek bared his teeth. Maybe it was his version of a friendly smile. Probably not. "That form does not serve you, falcon god," he said. "I will snap you in half." Next to me, Bass slipped her knives from her sleeves. "Don't let him grasp you," she warned. "Already got the memo," I told her. I was conscious of Khufu off to my right, slowly lugging Sadie uphill. I had to keep this green guy distracted, at least until they were safe. "Sobek, god of, I'm guessing, crocodiles? Leave us in peace, or we'll destroy you." "Good," Horus said. "Destroy is good." Sobek roared with laughter. "Your sense of humor has improved, Horus. You and your kitty will destroy me?" He turned his mucus-filmed eyes on Bast. "What brings you to my realm, cat goddess? I thought you didn't like the water." On the last word, he aimed his staff and shot forth a torrent of green water. Bast was too quick. She jumped and came down behind Sobek with her avatar fully formed, a massive, glowing, cat-headed warrior. "Traitor!" Bast yelled. "Why do you side with Chaos? Your duty is to the king." "What king?" Sobek roared. "Ra? Ra is gone. Osiris is dead again, the weakling. And this boy child cannot restore the empire. There was a time I supported Horus, yes, but he has no strength in this form. He has no followers. Set offers power. Set offers fresh meat. I think I will start with godling flesh." He turned on me and swung his staff. I rolled away from his strike, but his free hand shot out and grabbed me around the waist. I just wasn't quick enough. Bass tensed, preparing to launch herself at the enemy, but before she could, Sobek dropped his staff, grasped me with both massive hands, and dragged me into the water. The next thing I knew, I was drowning in the cold green murk. I couldn't see or breathe. I sank into the depths as Sobek's hands crushed the air out of my lungs. "Now or never," Horus said. "Let me take control." "No," I replied. "I'll die first." I found the thought strangely calming. If I was already dead, there was no point in being afraid. I might as well go down fighting. I focused my power and felt strength coursing through my body. I flexed my arms and felt Sobek's grip weaken. I summoned the avatar of the Hawk Warrior and was instantly encased in a glowing golden form as large as Sobek. I could just see him in the dark water, his slimy eyes wide with surprise. I broke his grip and headbutted him, breaking off a few of his teeth. Then I shot out of the water and landed on the riverbank next to Bast, who was so startled she almost slashed me. "Thanks, Ra," she exclaimed. "Yeah, I'm alive. No, I almost jumped in after you. I hate the water." Then Sobek exploded out of the river, roaring in rage. Green blood oozed from one of his nostrils. "You cannot defeat me." He held out his arms, which were raining perspiration. "I am Lord of the Water. My sweat creates the rivers of the world." Ew. I decided not to swim in rivers anymore. I glanced back, looking for Khufu and Sadie, but they were nowhere in sight. Hopefully Khufu had gotten Sadie to safety, or at least found a good place to hide. Sobek charged, and he brought the river with him. A massive wave smashed into me, toppling me to the ground, but Bast jumped and came down on Sobek's back in full avatar form. The weight hardly seemed to bother him. He tried to grab her without any luck. She slashed repeatedly at his arms, back, and neck, but his green skin seemed to heal as quickly as she could cut him. I struggled to my feet, which in avatar form is like trying to get up with a mattress strapped to your chest. Sobek finally managed to grab Bast and throw her off. She tumbled to a stop without getting hurt, but her blue aura was flickering. She was losing power. We played tag team with the crocodile god, stabbing and slashing, but the more we wounded him, the more enraged and powerful he seemed to get. "More minions," he shouted. "Come to me." That could not be good. Another round of giant crocs, and we'd be dead. "Why don't we get minions?" I complained to Horus, but he didn't answer. I could feel him struggling to channel his power through me, trying to keep up our combat magic. Sobek's fist smashed into Bast, and she went flying again. This time, when she hit the ground, her avatar flickered off completely. I charged, trying to draw Sobek's attention. Unfortunately, it worked. Sobek turned and blasted me with water. While I was blind, he slapped me so hard I flew across the riverbank, tumbling through the reeds. My avatar collapsed. I sat up groggily and found Khufu and Sadie right next to me. Sadie still passed out and bleeding, Khufu desperately murmuring in baboon and stroking her forehead. Sobek stepped out of the water and grinned at me. Far downstream, in the dim evening light, about a quarter of a mile away, I could see 2 wake lines in the river coming towards us fast. Sobek's reinforcements. From the river, Bast yelled, "Carter, hurry! Get Sadie out of here!" Her face went pale with strain, and her cat warrior avatar appeared around her one more time. It was weak, though, barely substantial. "Don't!" I called. "You'll die!" I tried to summon the falcon warrior, but the effort made my insides burn with pain. I was out of power, and Horus's spirit was slumbering, completely spent. "Go!" Bast yelled, "and tell your father I kept my promise." "No!" She leaped at Sobek. The two grappled, Bast slashing furiously across his face while Sobek howled in pain. The 2 gods toppled into the water, and down they went. I ran to the riverbank. The river bubbled and frothed. Then a green explosion lit the entire length of the Rio Grande, and a small black and gold creature shot out of the river as if it had been tossed. It landed on the grass at my feet, a wet, unconscious, half-dead cat. "Bast?" I picked up the cat gingerly. It wore Bast's collar, but as I watched, the talisman of the goddess crumpled to dust. It wasn't Bast anymore, only Muffin. Tears stung my eyes. Sobek had been defeated, forced back to the Duat or something, but there were still 2 wake lines coming towards us in the river, close enough now that I could see the monster's green backs and beady eyes. I cradled the cat against my chest and turned toward Khufu. "Come on, we have to—" I froze, because standing right behind Khufu and my sister, glaring at me, was a different crocodile, one that was pure white. "We're dead," I thought. And then, wait, a white crocodile? It opened its mouth and lunged straight over me. I turned and saw it slam into the other crocodiles, the giant green ones that had been about to kill me. "Philip?" I said in amazement, as the crocodiles thrashed and fought. "Yes," said a man's voice. I turned again and saw the impossible. Uncle Amos was kneeling next to Sadie, frowning as he examined her head wound. He looked up at me urgently. "Philip will keep Sobek's minions busy, but not for long. Follow me now, and we have a slim chance of surviving."